Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to the market report. Day before yesterday, I explained and I give furthermore clarification today what happened at China-India border. The day before yesterday when I spoke, the report said only 3 Indian soldiers died, but later government announced nearly 20 people died and almost equivalent number of people were injured. And it seems that in China side also almost similar number of cases were there. Now, this brings a main question. Even a common man, he goes to the police department, gets the permission for self-defense, he buys the revolver and keeps it. And how come soldiers who are guarding our country, they are facing the enemy at any point of time, they do not have the guns or arms or ammunitions? Why did they fight with the bare hands and sticks and stones? So let me explain what could have actually happened. At the line of actual control, on either side, very close to each other, both Chinese as well as Indian soldiers have put up their tents. At the higher level, the army officers of both the countries would have met, would have decided to de-escalate the tension and would have decided to move away from the actual line of control, maybe by 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer. So once the agreement was reached, both the sides, they sent soldiers to dismantle the tents which are very near to the line of actual control, so that those tents can be moved back. So soldiers were sent to dismantle the tents in order to retreat, and this has happened both the sides, and that is why these soldiers were not given any arms or ammunition, because this is a peace process. What could have happened while these soldiers were dismantling the tents? Both the sides, they are at a very small distance, and if one speaks, the other side can hear, and probably one of the soldiers, maybe from their side or maybe from our side, would have spoken something bad about the other side, and then the other side soldiers would have got angry, so they would have thrown some stones, and these people would have thrown the stones again back. So in the moment of anger, so they would have crossed the line and started fighting physically, and because they did not have arms and ammunitions, so they would have used the bare hand, or they would have used the stones or the material used for tent, so they could have used those iron rods and that kind of things. It was a total unfortunation, so that this kind of thing has happened, but I do not think that either India or China has planned to go aggressive on the other side. So this incident must be seen as a purely impulsive behavior by some soldiers, and the consequences we have faced. And that is why on Monday I said there is nothing to worry about the markets. And many people started drawing conclusion, so India may go for a limited strikes, or China may go for limited strikes. I don't think that there is any substance for that. What has happened with Pakistan is a different story, and Pakistan supports terrorism in the Kashmir region indirectly, but China does not support the terrorism. and how India handles Pakistan, the same way India cannot handle China. So, with all these views, I have given a positive statement, and the markets were positive until yesterday afternoon. In fact, yesterday briefly Nifty crossed 10,000. Then the Prime Minister came on TV and he announced, and all the statements were very positive, and India is not interested in getting into any trouble or entering into foreign territory, but at the same time if enemy attacks us, we will not be quiet, and everything was very well. But finally one statement he said, many of our soldiers have lost their lives, and that will not be, their sacrifice will not be going unanswered. And the market has taken it very negatively. Even some television channels started telling, no, this is a very, very strong statement. The meaning that, India may do some retaliatory act. And Nifty fell suddenly 150 points. From 10,000, it came almost 9850. It was a severe fall of 150 points. And then US markets were down today morning, yesterday night, and today morning Dow futures were down and Asian markets were down. So Singapore Nifty, as usual, always follow the global cues, it was down. Even in today's morning blog also, so I mentioned that, so this is blown out of proportion, and Prime Minister's speech was misinterpreted by many people, and there is nothing to worry, the markets will recover. And in fact, I did not expect such a big recovery. That is because yesterday many people would have taken short position expecting some trouble at the border. So it's just because of the short covering. At one point of time, Nifty even crossed 10,100. Maybe I can just show you. In the pre-market report, what I said earlier, India cannot handle China as it handles Pakistan. Pakistan support terrorism in Kashmir region indirectly, but China does not support terrorism. Even in this clash, both sides did not use any weapon. So it was totally unplanned, provoked by words of mouth, impulsive anger, etc. that led to these clashes. Then today morning, around 10:15, I posted Reliance, HTC, ITC, HDFC twins, Bajaj twins supporting the markets. Yesterday's fall from 10,000 to 9850 was a knee-jerk reaction to Prime Minister's speech, which was largely misinterpreted. And then I said, forgot to mention, the India VIX also started falling. So probably Prime Minister office would have got the feedback that Prime Minister's speech was misinterpreted in many circles, and that is why today again Prime Minister has appeared on television channels and he spoke about the economy. So then again it was interpreted by the market that Prime Minister is focusing on the economy, so he will not be interested in taking any drastic steps against China, creating geopolitical tension. And that is one of the main reasons why huge short covering has come, and Bank Nifty shot up nearly 1,000 points from the low. As usual, the Supreme Court case has been postponed. I think it's coming in the third week of July or something like that. So that has become a non-event. The AGR case has become a non-event. And today, Reliance Industry has hit a fresh all-time high. And I've been telling that Reliance has been in a bullish mode, and all those who have taken long position based on my advice would have made very good profit. And the markets Today it has gone to 10,100, and probably this is due to some expiry related issues and short covering. But once again, I am taking the view that the market will be finding some resistance between 10,200 to 10,350. Anyway, for next week, my outlook, I will come out later with a video called Dalal Street Week Ahead. And before I forget, let me make a very important announcement. The webinar sponsored by Bombay Stock Exchange of India Investor Protection Fund, hosted by Elan Markets, has been receiving a tremendous response. I do not want to tell the exact figure, but I can tell you one thing. We have already created a world record in financial markets. No financial related webinar had this kind of response. The way it is going, I am sure we will be making the world history in the webinar, and please register. If you have not registered, the registration link is given in the description page. Remember, we will be taking a maximum of 20,000 people only. So please register as early as possible, and I will be coming out with a teaser video tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And once again, let me tell you, please do not expect something very big, some strategies, firefighting and this and that. So this webinar is supported by BSE as a part of investor awareness program. So here we will be discussing only the basics of options, but however, that basics of options will also be explained in my own style with some jokes, some stories, some inspirational quotes, etc., etc. So I am sure you will find it really interesting. And thank you for watching the program. Thank you. Bye.